Happy Friday and happy Fridays with Fidelman. I'm Cheryl Fidelman, the Conscious Codependence Coach, and today's topic on Fridays with Fidelman is 3 ways that codependence locks us out of our body. And for those of you that are watching this video kind of in real time, around the time that I posted the video, this is going to be the topic of our free and monthly class, which happens this coming Thursday, the 3rd Thursday of every month, the 21st at 3 p.m. Pacific. Please comment to this video, like or subscribe to my channel, and okay, codependence and the body. Here we go. Number 1, and this covers the main demographic of people that come and work with me. People who are really, really, really good at analyzing. So you may have a superior skill at analyzing, and that skill gets you really far in a lot of areas of your life. But when it comes to relationships, there's a lot of time spent analyzing somebody else's behavior or analyzing what's going to happen if you say XYZ, right? And then there's a lot of what I call in my work future tripping, which is one of the main distinctions of my work, where we future trip several steps ahead and figure out, well, if I say this, then they're going to say that, and they're going to feel this, and this is how it's going to go. And so we future trip our way into codependence. We future trip our way into figuring out what we think is going to happen, believing our thoughts, and then making some sort of codependent move, right? Which is proving or people-pleasing or acquiescing. And so we analyze our way into codependence. And so all of our codependent behavior exists as a reaction to our own analysis. And is that to say that I'm telling you, don't trust your thoughts? On some level, yes, I am saying, don't trust your thoughts. Because a lot of this analyzing is a bunch of protective mechanisms that's having you not actually be in the present intimate moment with a person or with your own experience. And really being intimate with your own experience would be to be more connected with the emotions and sensations of a current moment, of a situation, of a reaction. A lot of the analysis, again, might be really, really good for you in some areas of your life, but oftentimes in intimate relationships or other kind of relationships, it actually analyzes you. You're thinking your way out of intimacy. You're thinking your way out of actually really getting to know another person, because what's in the space is a bunch of projection, interpretation, analysis, future tripping, avoiding, in order to make a codependent move, which is just putting some keeping the peace icing on the cake, right? Which is the acquiescing or the people pleasing. In my work, we work to dissolve the energy of that over-analyzing and actually bring you more into your body so that you're trusting more your emotions and sensations than your thoughts. Now, because I look at codependence as one of the most obvious ways that we demonstrate our unhealed trauma in relationships, that powerful analytic skill that you've developed probably really, really worked for you at some point when you were a kid. That dissociating from your body and analyzing your way in and out of situations and analyzing what the appropriate behavior was to keep the peace, to keep your sense of belonging in your childhood household was probably really important skill for you to develop and worked for you at that time. And now as we move forward into adulthood and we move through our conscious codependence recovery, a big part of my work is learning how to actually surrender the brain and trust what our body is telling us. Trust what it's actually feeling. And in order to surrender, we have to reinstate safety into the body. Because when we don't feel safe, for a lot of us, we lock ourselves out of our body and we figure it out with our mind. Number 2. This was a huge one for me for most of my life. Yes, I was a really, really good analyzer, and I still am a good analyzer. But I felt so much. It wasn't really that I was locked out of my body. I actually felt so many emotions and sensations, but didn't know how to properly read them. So there were times where I was in danger, and I wasn't feeling the danger because I was so used to being in danger as a kid. And then there were times where I wasn't in danger and I thought the feeling in my body was danger because I didn't know how to actually navigate safety. I turned safety into unsafety. So like there were times where I would date, relatively well-adjusted men and I didn't know what that feeling of safety was. So I would turn it into unsafety. And then there were situations where I was in really, really abusive situations. And the sensation in my body of the abuse was, I know how to figure this out. I actually know what this sensation is. It's so familiar to me that I actually feel a little bit more relaxed because I identified with those sensations and emotions. So codependence isn't always a dissociation of the body. It is often a misinterpretation of the body. Number 3, trust. And so when I'm working with people to bring the energy from their mind into their body, we're working on actually trusting the body and also trusting the present moment, because oftentimes we get locked in analysis because of the illusion that the analysis is going to bring us somewhere. It's going to bring us to some completion of the moment. It's going to bring us to some connection. It's going to bring us to some looking good in somebody else's eyes or some calm state, right? Oftentimes I get the question, okay, great, Cheryl, I have a feeling. I feel it. Now what? Where's this going to bring me? The more we find a home in our body, in our emotions, and our sensations, the more connection there is to the present moment, that actually the place to go is now, which is one of the main reasons why at the end of all my videos and a lot of my emails I say, life is now. It's actually now. Our mind will say there's somewhere we have to go and there's something we have to figure out and there's some way we have to protect and defend. There's some outcome that has to happen here. And one of the big common illusions of codependence is that we have a job to figure out in a moment with another person. What am I responsible for? What am I guilty for? What am I, where's the shame coming from? My job is to handle something in the moment, which is where the people pleasing and the acquiescing comes from. And the moving the energy from the mind to the body is that actually oftentimes we don't have a job other than to be in full connection with ourselves. Not avoiding the pain, not avoiding the confusion, not avoiding the curiosity, which might be something like, I don't know what's going on here, right? Actually sitting in the unknown is our body's job. Our mind finds it almost impossible to sit in the unknown, which is why we analyze and figure out and give ourselves jobs, because we have to know. We have to know what's going to happen and have some sort of outcome. And the more we get to sit in our body, the more we get to feel the present moment, the mystery, and the unknown. Okay, I hope you can make it to our free and monthly Conscious Codependence class. This is where the Conscious Codependence community gets together monthly. We go over this topic. There's sharing, there's coaching, there's feedback. Really, really super safe, deep environment to do some work. And those that keep coming back to the classes, we get to go a little bit deeper in our work together. And of course, if you feel like now is the time to formally start your conscious codependence recovery process with me, please feel free to book your free Decode Your Codependence session with me. I'll see you in class. I'll see you on the Conscious Codependence community. Thank you for including my thoughts, theories, and rants in your video watching. And happy healing, and life is now.